What's up, everyone? What's going on? Another week, another video. You know how it is. I'm going to apologize for last week's video. The editing was terrible. It was absolutely awful. I don't proof watch my videos. Is that the right way to do it? I don't pre-watch them. I don't know. But I didn't realize that it was all sorts of messed up until it was already uploaded, and Kirk actually texted me and was like, "Hey, this is pretty bad." And then I watched it back, and yeah, it was all sorts of terrible. So I don't know if it's just because like I'm kind of getting a little bored of the videos. It's the same thing every week, right? Like I just ramble and then we race and then I ramble and that's it. So I'm kind of like falling into a little bit of like a slump, I guess, maybe, or just kind of like going with the motions on the race day vlog videos. And maybe that's why the editing was so bad. I don't know. I wasn't like paying attention to what I was doing, I guess. But I have a lot of other video ideas and stuff I want to make and stuff that I think would be fun to make. But like if I look back through the history of my videos and my channel, if it's not a race day vlog, no one ever watched it. So that made me not want to put in the time and effort to make these other types of videos. But I'm getting a little bored, so I think I'm just going to say screw it. And I'm going to make the other types of videos anyway. And if you watch it, great. And if you don't, I guess great. It's going to keep things a little fresh, a little more interesting, even if it's just for myself, so I don't fall into those, just going with the motions type things and screwing up the editing on an entire video. So anyway, enough of that. Sorry about the bad editing, and maybe stay tuned for some different types of videos. But this is a race day vlog. We are going to Wheelersburg Raceway again on Saturday for the Klein Energy Propane 250 fueled by Klein Energy. I think that's the name. It's like this super long name that like repeats itself. I don't really understand, but it's pretty similar to the last race that we ran at Wheelersburg, where they put up like 250 to win in every class, but this time they're putting up 500 to win in every class, basically every class, which is a lot of money. This race has been postponed and rescheduled like 4 or 5 times, and it's finally happening. So that's the plan. We're going to go to Burg. I've got stuff to get ready. Obviously, we got all our tires. So we haven't done this in a while, but I'm probably going to go through and measure every single set. So we've fallen into a little bit of a bad habit of basically running the same like 5-6 sets over and over and over and over, and that's not really super great. So I'm going to try and rotate those out for this week and get some fresh rubbers, maybe some tires we haven't ran in a while. But some of these tires, since we haven't been running them, have not been measured in a very long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure each set, see what they're at, see what my best options are for stagger, what I need to grow, maybe what I need to shrink, maybe what's perfect, and try and rotate some sets in that we haven't really been running or haven't ran a lot, and take out some of these sets that we've been running the absolute piss out of. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to get to work. I'm going to stop rambling like I always do, and I'm going to start measuring all these tires to figure out what my options are for this weekend, and I hope it's a good one. I hope you enjoy the video, and stay tuned for some different stuff, hopefully, and thanks for the support, and I'm going to get to work. we're doing pretty good. I'm starting 5th in medium and pole in heavy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. I'm not used to starting up front like this, so hopefully it goes good and we can kind of hang on and maybe get a top 5 in medium, hopefully, and hopefully we can pull off the win in heavy, but we'll see. So far so good this weekend. Been a good night. Hopefully we can keep it going, but yeah, not used to starting up front like this. Hopefully I can hold on. Hopefully I remember what to do. We'll see. right, so obviously I think this race went pretty well with a first and a seventh. The first was pretty easy, I guess. I started on the pole, led every lap, whatever. Medium, where I finished seventh. I started fifth after a pretty strong heat race. I finished third to Chase and Ian, I think. I don't know, you'd have to watch the video back. I don't remember at this point, but started fifth, had a pretty good, showing there in the heat race, but after getting, and ran around in fifth for a while, but after getting rooted out of the way on the restart, fell back a few spots, picked a couple spots back up and finished seventh. Honestly, I think we finished probably about where we should have. I don't think we were a fifth place kart by no means. I think maybe if there weren't so many cautions, I could have maybe held on to fifth or like sixth or something, but I think we finished about where we should have. We got a pretty good program at Wheelersburg right now. We've kind of got things down there pretty good. We can pick off some wins and some seconds and thirds and whatnot. We still got a lot to work on, I think. Obviously, starts and restarts are a huge weak area for us right now. I just have no get up and go at all. I absolutely get my doors just blown off on starts and restarts, and that's what caused me to get rooted out of the way and freight train there on one of those restarts. I just thought I don't take off really well, so then obviously I get pushed and bumped and moved out of the way because I'm holding people up on restarts. Once I get rolling, I'm pretty good and I can make ground back up, but man, those starts and restarts kill me. So like, I'm hating cautions right now. If we could just stay green, I think maybe I could have held on to that. Like I said, I think I could have maybe held on to that top 5 or at least 6th, but it is what it is. We've ended up 7th. It wasn't too bad. It was a bigger race. Like I said, the Klein Energy, propane, whatever. Actually, we got the big check right there. Normally we go to these bigger, higher paying races, and I'm used to starting like 18th, 17th, 19th, 20th, and finishing, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. So to go out there and start 5th and run 7th and, a field, I think there was 18 or 19 carts. I'm pretty happy with that, and to be able to pick off the win in heavy, I'm even more happy about that. Obviously, love getting wins. I'm not used to running like this. We haven't ran like that in a really long time, so I'm pretty happy, and I think we're headed in a very good direction. We just got a couple more things we got to work on, like starts and restarts, and finding balances a little better and picking up more time. We'll either stay the same or pick up a little bit of time. So, other guys will pick up a lot of time. We're only picking up a little bit of time, but we're better than what we used to be because we used to either not pick up time at all or get slower. So headed in the right direction, and things are looking really good, and happy with the run, and I think we've got good momentum right now. So as always, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, whatever you want to do. The channel's been doing really good lately, and that's super cool too. So thanks to all you for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.